Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
The Hilton sale is on. Now through September 29th, you can save up to 20% on stays this fall and beyond. Long weekends, last-minute getaways, holiday gatherings. There's a Hilton stay for all of them. More moments, more experiences, more destinations. Now 20% off for a limited time because it matters where you stay. Don't wait. Book by September 29th and save up to 20% at Hilton.com. Terms apply. Hilton for the stay.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, so I know a lot of y'all recently have been seeing me do a lot of different videos on Just a Robot. Where is this? There's like a light, and it's like, where is this light coming from? There's like a, I don't know where this light's coming from, but it's like some like red and purplish, and is it coming from this headset? I don't know where it's coming from, but anyways, yeah, that's weird. That's some weird stuff. I don't know. I'm seeing lights, and it's reflecting off of my. Oh, maybe it's my keyboard. Okay, I was like, it looked like how it's angled. It looked like it's coming from a completely different direction. I'm like, fam, what's going on right now? What am I seeing? But anyways, but back to what I was saying. So, yeah, I know a lot of you guys have been seeing me do a lot of different videos and stuff on Just a Robot. I know some of you are probably like, when is it gonna stop? You know, like where am I at headspace-wise, I guess. Because, no, overall, though, it's like, it's something that I'm even thinking about, like, when will I stop? Because to tell you guys the truth, to be honest, I really don't see no end to me making, videos on Just a Robot. I honestly see myself going at this, for a while, you know, because the thing is this. What people need to understand is where I'm coming from out of all of this. Now, I know a lot of you guys might be seeing it from Just a Robot's point of view, or maybe seeing it from your own point of view, where I guess like if you're seeing it from Just a Robot's point of view, you'll be thinking along the lines like, oh, then he has a reason on why to go after TMossBoss and stuff. Then if you look at it from your point of view, you're probably like, well, I don't care about the situation, you know? And I think that's like the majority like of how everybody is viewing it. But to see it from my point of view, so my thing is this though. Imagine you get into it with a content creator, right? And they send this nonstop harassment after you, like, for years. For 4 years and stuff. And even the harassment still having a lingering effect. Like I always say, like, the harassment, it started in 2016 and ended in 2020. It actually kept going, you know, but I had to say, like, it was the common hate, you know, the common harassment where it was the dislikes across my videos, hate comments, you know, comments of just, like, Just the Robot fans, just, you know, overall, like, just saying something stupid, you know, but overall, though, yeah, but it was like it went on from them 4 years, but there still was like some fans that were doing that. You know, there was fans. I talked on that too, where it was the one fan that was there. So they pretended like they wasn't a fan of Just a Robot anymore. Came to my streams. Well, always there. It was like, well, maybe not always, but it was frequently. They would talk about Just a Robot or any of the stuff that he's going through. And I'm like, okay, I don't care, you know, but it was either that or they're just overall saying something like they were trying to get a reaction out of me with the stuff that they were talking on versus like if I'm talking to somebody else, whether it's a random person or a friend of mine, it's like we're just having a casual conversation, you know, like, and I can tell you guys like right now, like when I be streaming, and it'll be like two different types of people that'll join my stream. It's like not recently, you know, with all these fake accounts, but no, overall though, like normal people, it's either people that I'm cool with or people that are like they're just, you know, watching the game that I play because maybe they're a fan of the game or something. But anyways. But yeah, it's always just a normal conversation, you know, and it's never you know, because I remember that fan, he was the Just a Robot fan. He would, I remember one time he joined my stream and he was all like, yeah, he was like, I cursed in front of my mom today and she was trying to get on me and stuff about it. I'm like, okay, well, I think that's with your mom, just she doesn't like cursing. You know, it's like you gotta have respect for the parents, and if they tell you not to curse in front of them, then it's like, okay, I don't think my parents talking on my own parents, I don't think they overall would care. But I just remember when I was younger, like, they would get on me about cursing. And yeah, I'm like, it's still not like so much as getting on me, but I just have that respect for them till this day, where I'm like, yeah, my parents, they'll curse in front of me, but I'm just not that one that'll push that boundary unless like I'm upset about something. That'll probably be the only reason why I would curse in front of them. But still, I will try to hold my tongue back. Like, yeah, there's been times where I've been mad about stuff and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm mad, but it's like, I guess my vocabulary is big enough to where I don't need to say curse words every 5 seconds or every fifth word in a sentence and things. So, but anyways, yeah, it was like from that to him talking about his friends. And the thing is this, like, I would get on this guy about doing that and stuff, and he's like, nope, I'm just gonna continuously, you know, just keep saying stuff that's gonna try to get a reaction out of you. And I'm like, fam, you know, and eventually it did get to a point where I blocked the guy. I'm like, nah, you're not a TMossBoss fan. You're just a robot fan that doesn't want to. It's either you don't want to admit that you're just a robot fan, or you are just a robot fan, but you're like, oh, I'm gonna, I guess, like, report back to just a robot and the other fans and stuff on whatever TMossBoss is doing. And I'm like, fam, it's things like that where I'm like, look, bruh. There are so many different things, like, because I think this guy was like 20-something years old. I'm like, there are so many different things you could do with your life right now. Do you want to be known as that just a robot fan that was spending his time throughout his in that decade where you're in your 20s? Do you want to be known as the guy that's like, oh, I'm the just a robot soldier that's, you know, reporting back to him and stuff? And I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, it's stuff like that that's just sad. I'm like, bro, come on now, do better, okay? But anyways, but yeah, it was from that to the racist Twitter fan that I was. It was a couple of them that I had. No, actually, three of them. Three just a robot fans that were racist that I had gotten into it with on Twitter. One just recently. But no, overall, it was the one that was, he made the disrespectful comment about Breonna Taylor, talking about he didn't care about her situation. Then there was, then the one that was, stalking me earlier this year. And then there was one that so if you guys had, remember I was talking about that, how me, just a robot, K-Huck, we all had kind of like, well, it was pretty much how just a robot, how he likes to do things, where he likes to get other people involved in his arguments and stuff. So yeah, I pretty much was K-Huck's Professor Dreadhead, whatever his roommate's name is. But anyways, that's who I pretty much was to her. You know, she made a comment towards, or tweeted to just a robot. I think he said something to her, or no, actually, no, he didn't even say anything to her. I was just cracking a joke. And then he responded. And at some point in time, he did say that to us. And it was either to me or to us. But he wanted us to, or me, find proof on whatever it was that because we were calling him out on a few things. But he was all like, now go fetch. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, fam, if anyone is the dog here, it's you. You know, like, you're that dog where it's, well, I mean, I guess, like, relationship wise, like, I think he would fit in that dog category and stuff. I mean, it's like, just look at how that whole Cinebear stuff had happened. You know, it's like, yeah, it's the Cinebear threw the stick and you fetched after it. So, but anyways, moving on from that. But no, yeah, there was a fan that had he called me the N-word. He did say something racist and things. And I was like, huh, wow. I was like, that's you know, to just do it out in the open like that. Usually they try to be all secretive and discreet about it and things. He just did it right out in the open. I'm like, wow, they're getting a little bit more cocky. I'm like, you know, it's one of those things. But no, it's funny though, because I feel like that just a robot, like, if he were to respond to this podcast episode, he'll probably try to defend the guy and be like, oh, that's not a fan of me. He's just a random person. My thing is this. It ain't like we're famous. Like, it's my thing is, okay, so we're out in the middle of nowhere, right? This guy, if he so-called claimed that he's not a fan, although it's like, yeah, bro, you knew about our whereabouts. You knew that we were going to be tweeting and all that stuff. I'm like, that's one of those things. I'm not even hearing that, oh, I'm not a fan. They always love saying that. They always love saying that they're not a fan, but then they turn around and defend just a robot. And I'm like, what do fans usually do? I guess, okay, so my thing is this. What does Just a Robot do when he's he has a liking towards somebody, or there's somebody that he's seen that's not getting a fair treatment of an argument or whatever? What does he usually do? They defend him, right? So what would you classify that person? Because my thing is this. I guess, like, if I'm walking down the street and I see two people going back and forth at it, that's not my fight. That's not my beef. That's not my argument. Whatever they got going on, that's between them two. You know, but like, what sense would that make if I just jumped into the conversation and be like, hey, I don't know this guy, but I'm going to defend him because I feel like it. That just don't make no sense. All right. So that's why I'm like, yeah, his fans, they can play that whole game of like, oh, I'm not a fan. But yeah, it's, come on, bro. You just, so you just so happen to be on Twitter at the same time he's getting into it with people. I'm like, yeah, it's funny. Like when you call his fans or whoever out on stuff like that. I'm like, people, if it ain't, my thing is this, if you're not a fan, stay that way. Don't defend him. He's a grown man. He can defend himself. He don't need nobody's help. All right. So, anyways, but yeah, getting back to the topic of discussion, getting back to the other question and stuff, like, when will I stop making videos on Just a Robot? And you know, I've been thinking about it. Like, I don't know when exactly. I don't know, like, what he could possibly do, because I'm like, I'm not looking for an apology. I'm not looking for a conversation. I'm not looking for, I guess, like, if he were to say some stuff, I don't know, maybe, possibly, if he were to, but that's the thing, though. I'm like, still, though, I feel like that the stuff that we're calling him out on, it's a lot bigger than the videos that he's made on me. So even if it was on some stuff where he's like, oh, I'll delete the videos that I made about you, that's still not enough. The thing is this, there are things that Just a Robot has done where he really needs to address the elephant in the room. He can't just be like, oh, well, I'm only going to address partial amounts of it and stuff, but then downplay everything else and make it seem like that, oh, I'm the victim here. Oh, I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, I gotta point fingers and do this and do that. It's like, nah, bro, you got to be a grown up. You have to be a man. You have to admit when you are wrong in a situation. And I'm like, fam, that's the thing. It ain't even like on the Cinebear crap. It ain't on anything that we've dealt with. It's just overall him as a person. I feel like that he needs to do a video where, and I think that this needs to be his next video. Just a Robot needs to do a video where he's pretty much admitting wrongdoings on everything's from the Just a Robot character, from who he is as a person. Like, admit just go out and just say, I am wrong on everything that I have ever talked about, you know, and realize that, like, fam, the thing is this, Just a Robot, can he be a better person? Yes, possibly. But that's the thing, though. He has to walk through that door. We can't walk through that door for him or, you know, push him through. No, he has to walk through that door himself. If he wants to be a better person, he has to be a better person. We can't be a better person for him. So, and that's why you ain't seen nobody jump. Yeah, you might see one of those fans that want something out of him where they're jumping to his defense. But other than that, it's like, nah, bro. Ain't nobody going to be jumping to your defense. Ain't nobody going to be helping you. That's why when you see all the stuff that he's going through right now is because you're not trying to admit when you're just overall wrong on life. You are wrong on everything that you talk about, but you try to make it seem like that, oh, I'm right on this, I'm right on that. I've won every argument that I've ever been a part of, or almost every argument that I've been a part of. You haven't, though. That's the thing. It's like I have to say, just to even address that, the only reason why you think that you don't won every argument that you've been a part of is because you have your fans to back you up. Without your fans, what do you overall have? Nothing. It's like, my thing is this. Do you think that, okay, for prime example, but it ended up being a reality. How did the Cinebear crap go down? Your fans didn't jump to your defense. They jumped ship. They left. They was like, nah, we out of here. We're gone. We ain't gonna defend you on that or try to take your side when there's all these different people talking about you, from Chud Logic to Chris the Narc to K-Huck to who else. Like I'm saying, there's a lot of different people that are calling you out on your behavior, but you don't want to address it. You don't want to, and that's the thing where it's like you got to address everything that people are talking, not just some things that's just only going to be good for your argument. No, you got to talk on it all. So that's why I'm like, I just think that with Just a Robot, it's either you address, like, you need to figure out what it is that you need to say. And I mean, like, it needs to be a universal apology video where, and not no response or I'm defending myself on this and defending. No, it needs to be an apology video like that we can, like, years down the road be still talking about. Like that, like, we need to say that is without doubt, not in no like trolling funny, but like, no, we're being dead serious about it, saying that's the best possible apology that I've ever seen ever. You know, like, I don't think there ain't no other YouTuber that can top an apology video like that and have it where it's like you're now gaining fans. You now have it where there's people on your side, but for the right reasons. But it needs to be one of those things where it's like you do an apology video, but before that, you need to change as a person to overall be a better person. But it's like, my thing is this, if you ain't trying to be a better person, if you still gonna be getting into it with people, and that's the funny thing about it is that he goes on to say he ain't gonna get into no more dramas. Meanwhile, he got into it with me on Twitter. So that's why I'm like, it's one of those things where it's still in him, who he has always been. And that's why I'm like, fam, it's either you need to come out with the best possible apology video or you need to quit YouTube. One of the two. But I think that will probably be, and I'm like, still, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I don't even know if that would still be enough. You know, where it's like, let's say if he came out and posted a video saying, oh, I'm quitting YouTube and all this other stuff. And I'm like, all right, it's whatever. The thing is this, I feel like it would, if he were to do some stuff like that, he needs to also have it where there's like an apology tied alongside with it. You know, but it's like, it needs to be something where we have a different outlook on him. But if not, then it's like, yeah, bro, I'm most likely gonna still continuously keep doing the videos I've been doing. You know, at least I guess like the difference between me and him, because I know people are like, you ain't no different than him. You guys ain't gonna see me doing no defense video for a pedophile. You know, nobody then did no crazy crime and stuff. So that's why I'm like, yeah, bro, it's one of those things where I don't know. Me personally, I see it as, you know, he ain't gonna change. If he wanted to change, he would have changed a long time ago. I've been saying that for the longest. And he don't look like he wants to change. You know, I think what he's doing is he's waiting for all this stuff to blow over. He's waiting until he uploads the right video to put him back on track of growing. Then he's going to go right back to starting dramas with people. I guarantee and I promise you, give it like however many years, I guess it would take for him to get his channel back in, you know, a good position, a good, like, you know, where it's growing and all that stuff. I guarantee and I promise you, his channel gets back into a growing stage. He's going to get back into making drama videos on people. Because he's done it before. The thing is this. So back then, years ago, and I've just recently been talking about this in videos, but back years ago, so when his channel was like growing and all that other stuff, like this is before he hit like 100, 200K and all that stuff. But his channels, his channel was growing. And he pretty much waited until he got to a good position, and then that's when he made another drama video on me. So that's why I'm like, the thing is this, people may get fooled by it, like, oh, like, we gotta give him a chance, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. Thing is this, the stuff that he's going through right now, it ain't no different than the times before where he ain't got called out and canceled on stuff. It's just that this time around, the majority audience is the people that are not agreeing with what he said. But every other time where he ain't been called out or canceled, he's always have had his audience to fall back on. So it's, for the first time in his career, I believe that, this is, the first time where he can't fall back on an audience. Like, he has to be his own person, and he don't know how to do that. So that's why he's in the position that he's in. So, I'm like, he really needs one of those, like, just self-reality check things, and then maybe, just maybe, he might be in a situation where it's like we're all looking at him in a positive way. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.